Number 2.
Dear Mongers, you know how some of us have one of them neighbours who's just a little bit eccentric and a bit of an oddity? Well, this is some allegedly fact-based gossip about one of those very neighbours. This goes back to the early to mid-80s when the neighbour who is the subject of this gossip lived opposite my childhood home in Netherton, just outside Liverpool. I'll change his name to Trevor in the hope that you might change it again to...
Well, then
Clever.
he says his actual name.
Yeah. Neighbours often witness Trevor doing some unusual things in and around his house at all hours of the day and night, like, painting his garage door with a 1-inch brush,
It's not that weird.
using a pneumatic drill in his back garden for only a few minutes at a time, and usually quite late at night.
So he does a quick burst and goes to bed.
And on one occasion, after buying a certain new curtain rail, he snapped it in half to get it home on the bus. One New Year's Eve during a party in our house, he knocked and asked my dad, "Harry, I've had a bit of an accident. Can I borrow a hammer?" My dad had probably responded with something along the lines of, "Fuck that, Trevor. Come in and have a drink." It was during the party at which he was now an accidental guest that he told my mum and dad about his new lady friend, who turned out to be another local character, affectionately known as Smelly Dot.
Smelly Dot.
Smelly Dot.
Smelly dots.
Fast forward a few weeks later, and Trevor was seen to have developed a funny sort of limping, strained walk. Almost listing to one side with a slow-motion hop. I love these people. Trevor was a postman. New chapter.
We jump forward quite considerably there.
Trevor was a postman, and his new lady friend, Smelly Dot, worked in the canteen of the mail depot. A work colleague of his had told my dad the story behind Chris's newly acquired funny walk. Apparently one evening, some weeks into their relationship, a confident and fruity-feeling Trevor had persuaded Smelly Dot to give him some hand relief. Dot, not being...
Stop saying Dot.
Dots.
I really like that word. Dot.
Smelly
Dot, not being all that familiar with the mechanics of such a task or confident to bring proceedings to a satisfactory conclusion, was by all accounts reluctant to do so, and her confession to Chris only encouraged him to persuade her with some gentle advice and guidance. Just imagine you're trying to get sauce out of a bottle.
Such a nice look into that
At the end
private
of it.
one.
Oh, God.
Was the alleged advice horny Trevor gave Smelly Dot as he lay back eagerly awaiting his cheeky wank. One can only imagine the thought process Dot went through as she imagined such an action before gripping Trevor's expectant chap.
Smelly Dot.
Bearing in mind that sauce bottles of the 1980s were glass and not the convenient squeezy bottles we have now, sauce, be it red or brown, required considerable more effort and vigour to release from the bottle. Rumour has it that Smelly Dot gripped the shaft of poor Trevor's, by this time rock-hard cock, and from an unknown height brought the open palm of her other hand crashing down several times onto Trevor's bell end, into a slamming sauce out of a glass bottle motion. Further rumour has it that Chris's helmet near exploded on impact, and the resultant screams were louder than his pneumatic drill.
Lovely callback.
Trevor and Smelly Dot's relationship must have come to an abrupt end after that unfortunate business,
Why?
as they were never seen together again. However, Chris maintained to his colleagues that she ruined his knob on purpose after he refused to take Smelly Dot and her sister to see Blood Brothers at the Liverpool Empire.